Welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm Carolyn Shearlock, here with tips, reviews, and how-tos for your cruising adventure. The Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Boat Affair. Make 2018 a year filled with extraordinary experiences on the water. Boat Affair, a boutique boat and experience sharing company, invites you on a one-of-a-kind adventure. Visit boataffair.com today. Make sure to mention Boat Galley 18 to get a 5% exclusive discount. Slow down, slow down. So, you want to buy a cruising boat, but you're wondering where to even start. Boat buying is really a series of tasks, similar in many ways to buying a house or a car. Start by deciding where and how you think you'll use the boat. Knowing your cruising grounds, even if the answer is as broad as around the world, say, is imperative for choosing a boat. Different boats are suited for different places. Then research your cruising plans. Where you're thinking of going, is draft an issue? Is bridge height a limitation? Are there ferocious seas? Light winds? Cold or hot weather? Cruising guides are good for this, and you can find many online, but blogs are an even better resource. Find several where people are cruising the areas you intend to go, and read back a ways to see if there's something they're always complaining about, or always saying they're so glad they've got. Don't limit yourself to just looking at one or two. You probably need to see at least a half a dozen if it's an area that you're not familiar with. Then you can decide if a particular feature is one person's idiosyncrasy or if it's a common issue. Think about personal needs too. Cabins for kids, whether you might be single-handing, any physical limitations of the crew. And then there's the big one. Does the boat have to be ready to go, or are you willing to do some work? Be realistic about how much work and money you're willing to put into the boat before you even use it. Project boats are a labor of love and usually end up costing way more than anticipated. At this point, you can finally start to make a list of what you want. Sailboat or power? Shallow draft or deep draft? Do you prefer a monohull or a catamaran? Length? Number of cabins? Are you looking for a lake sailor, a coastal cruiser, or a blue water ocean crosser? All of these will help narrow down what you're looking for. Next, develop your budget, both for the initial purchase and upgrades, and for ongoing expenses. Be sure to include a reserve for unexpected expenses. There always are some. Figure out if you'll need financing, and if so, get pre-approved so you know how much you really have to work with. Then use your budget to develop a short list of boat models that will both meet your needs and your budget. I find it helpful to look at online listings, such as yachtworld.com, to get basic information about what models might work. At this point, you're not really looking for specific boats that are for sale. Then, research the models that are likely candidates as completely as possible. There are obvious places to get information, such as cruising and boating magazines, but also dig out the owners' groups, online forums, and even blogs by owners. Owners' groups and blogs are a great source of real information, as it happens, with no sugarcoating. YouTube is also a good place to get information, both on what the boat can be used for and of the maintenance chores. At this point, you've probably narrowed things down to just one model, or maybe a handful. The next step will be to compare individual boats, and to do this, we find it helpful to develop a list of features we're looking for. Say the number of cabins and equipment, such as anchor, windlass, radar, electronics, and creature comfort, such as a real mattress on the bed. Mark each one as something that the boat must already have to be considered, something that you would want to add if it didn't have, and hence it would cost money and take time before using the boat, or something that you would consider as a bonus in comparing two boats. The next step will be to start looking at boats, first in listings and then in person. We'll discuss that next time. Thanks for listening. If you like the show, please be sure to subscribe in your podcast app. Just search for the Boat Galley Podcast. And reviews are always appreciated. Until next time, then.
Slow down, slow down.